Hello and welcome back to English with Alice. Do you use idioms when you're speaking in English? Native speakers use idioms all the time, so it's really important that you understand them and can use them. Today, you're going to learn 10 really common idioms for the workplace. First, we're going to look at the definitions. And then we're going to do a quiz looking at different scenarios, when to use each one, so you can see them in context. There might even be a bonus idiom at the end, so stick around. Let's get going. These are the 10 idioms we are going to look at today. Get the ball rolling, cut to the chase, back to the drawing board, on the same page. Think outside the box. The elephant in the room. Touch base. Kill two birds with one stone. Go the extra mile and call it a day. Let's look at the meanings of these. Get the ball rolling means to start a process or an activity. The elephant in the room. This means that there's an obvious or major problem, difficult issue. Everyone is aware that it exists, but no one wants to talk about it. Cut to the chase. This means stop wasting time and get directly to the most important point. We need to cut to the chase. Touch base. This means to briefly contact someone to make sure everything is okay, or maybe to provide an update or coordinate plans. Back to the drawing board. So this is to return to the beginning of a plan in the initial stages because the previous attempt has failed. So you have to start again. Kill two birds with one stone. So this is where you can achieve two objectives just with one single effort or action. On the same page is when two or more people understand and agree on the same information or plan. And go the extra mile. This means to put in more effort than what is expected or required so that you achieve a goal or finish a task exceptionally well. So to go above and beyond, to go the extra mile. Finally, think outside the box means to think in an original way, a creative way, to break conventional rules. Call it a day means that you've decided you've done enough work and you will stop working for the day. Okay, they're the definitions, but really the important part is what comes next. We're going to look at the scenarios and you're going to take part in a quiz. So let's have a look at these in context now. Okay, scenario one. We have been working on this presentation for 10 hours and we are all exhausted. Let's and finish it tomorrow morning. You have three options. Go the extra mile, call it a day, get the ball rolling. Which one do you think it is? Did you say call it a day? You are correct. Let's call it a day and finish it tomorrow morning. Number two. I know this isn't in my job description, but I'll stay up late to help you finish the report. I really want to for this client. What do you think? Go the extra mile. If you said that, well done. I want to go the extra mile for the client. Okay, third scenario. We need to start our new marketing project today. Who would like to and introduce the first ideas? You have one choice. So it's not a choice. Why not? It is, of course, get the ball rolling. So who would like to start? Who would like to get the ball rolling and introduce the first ideas? Okay, let's look at the next scenarios. We've spent hours arguing about the budget, but we haven't mentioned the fact that our main supplier is going bankrupt. We need to address the same page, touch base, or elephant in the room. It is, of course, elephant in the room. We need to address the elephant in the room. We need to talk about this. Okay, number 5. Before I head out for lunch, I just wanted to with you regarding the meeting agenda for later. What do you think it is? Of course, it is touch base. Let's look at the 6th scenario so we can see it in context. Everyone, please review these notes so we can be before the client arrives at 2 p.m. Of course, it's so we can be on the same page before the client arrives, so we can all be in agreement. So on the same page. How are you doing so far? Okay, we have 4 scenarios left. The client rejected our proposal entirely. We have no choice but to go and redesign the whole concept. So to start again, remember, was back to the drawing board. We have no choice but to go back to the drawing board and redesign the whole concept. Meaning, number 8, we don't need a formal long speech. Please cut to the chase and tell us exactly how much the new software costs. So we want this information immediately. Cut to the chase. This is the opposite, actually, of another idiom, which is beat around the bush. So if you beat around the bush, you're not going straight to the point. You're not cutting to the chase. You're talking gradually around the subject. So cut to the chase is the opposite of beat around the bush. Okay, 2 left. Since I have to drive to the airport for a business trip, I will drop off the contract at the client's office on the way. I can. So this one's about getting 2 things done with one action, right? So this is, of course, kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Do 2 things with just 1 action. Okay, so number 10, the current software doesn't allow us to track sales efficiently. We need to think outside the box and come up with a totally new way to organize the data. We need to think creatively. We need to think outside the box. Don't forget, there's a bonus idiom, and that is wrap up. So everybody, it is time to wrap up the class, to finish. Do you know any workplace idioms? Write them in the comments. This will help other students to learn. So share your knowledge. I really hope this was useful and you can start using idioms in your everyday life. Join us again next time. Bye bye.